What's up, future millionaires? MTI here, and today we're going to be diving into the Crypto.com exchange, the latest news as far as what is new, and we're going to be looking at three different components in this video. Now, the first component, we're going to look at why Crypto.com suspended withdrawals, what kind of took place. Secondly, we're going to look at the expansion of their $200 million fund into a $500 million fund. And then the last thing we're going to dive into, which is the biggest news that I believe right now, is their new 5-year deal with the AFL and the AFLW. Now, before we dive into all of the content for today, I want to take a brief second to actually talk to you about the third largest and fastest growing crypto exchange in the world today, which is Crypto.com. And so using Crypto.com, it allows us to buy and sell over 250 plus cryptocurrencies. We can also earn on our cryptos and stablecoins up to 14% on stablecoins. And then you can also use the Metal Visa debit card where you can earn up to 8% back on spending, which I'm going to touch on here in a second. And then also you can use Crypto.com just to track different cryptocurrencies for different price alerts as well. Now, as we talk about the Metal Visa debit cards, there are 5 different tiers based off of the amount that you stake in CRO. Me personally, I have the Ruby Steel, and I am looking to upgrade to the next tier. Now, here are some of the benefits that come with each card on top of the CRO rewards for your spending. So if you want to check out Crypto.com for yourself and earn $25 free in CRO, all you have to do is sign up for the Ruby Steel Red card like myself or higher, and you'll get $25 free put into your account. But now that we got the intro out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into the first section of this video, which is a tad negative, but I'm going to show you the positive side of things, because when you only look at the press release or just the negative side, you can definitely be kind of panicked, or you can look at things the wrong way. And I'm going to show you, I think Crypto.com did a beautiful job at handling the situation that happened, which resulted in them suspending withdrawals temporarily. But let's go ahead and dive into it right after this. Alright, crypto investors, welcome back to the channel. Now, as we can briefly see, I am on Twitter here, and Crypto.com says, earlier today, a small number of users experienced unauthorized activity in their accounts. All funds are safe, and an abundance of caution, security on all accounts is being enhanced, requiring users to sign back into their app and exchange accounts, reset their 2-factor authentication. So if you use Crypto.com like myself, you will have to sign back in, and you will have to set back up your 2-factor authentication. So if you use 2-factor authentication, you're going to have to set up a new account for Crypto.com, because me previously, I already had it set up and the previous code wasn't working. So just set up a new, key for your Google Authenticator, and you should be good to go. But as we dive back into this seems, bad. Now, yes, this is not a good thing by far, but I'm going to show you the negative side, but then I'm going to also show you how this can turn very positive depending on how you look at it. Now, the press release says, Crypto.com suspend withdrawals due to unauthorized activity. Users claim losses up to 15 million, which is definitely not something to just blink an eye at. And so as we go ahead and move down, I already showed you this tweet here. I just want to kind of highlight some things, because depending on, the narrative that, articles are trying to paint, or maybe they don't understand sometimes the narrative they are painting, which most of the time I think they do, this can be very panicking for people using Crypto.com like myself. So the subheadline says, breach but no funds lost. Now, there's a little controversy here, but I'm going to try to do my best to clear this up, because I definitely see both sides as a user myself, and then also from the company's statement as well. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And so roughly 14 hours after the initial announcement, Crypto.com announced to its users that withdrawals had been resumed and all funds were safe and accounted for. Now, differing reports up to 15 million in ETH was stolen. Now, I'm going to make sense of this here in a second, but I just want to read you guys the nuts and bolts of all of this. So despite declaring the funds were safe, multiple sources have reported that up to 15 million or 4,600 ETH was stolen from the exchange. Now, many users too have complained, have reported losses between 2 to 5 ETH. Now, 𝗏𝗏𝗠𝗠, I don't know him personally, but he does have a pretty big following in the Twitter space. And so as we can see for his statement of verified account, it is while after doing some digging, since after my 4.28 ETH was taken from my Crypto.com wallet, he checked that about 5,000 ETH was taken, and he said that, hey, this wasn't a small amount of users. Now, just by looking at this looks extremely bad, right? Now, if we pull back the layer, we can see it doesn't seem as bad as it appears to be on the surface. Now, the same guy, 𝗏𝗏𝗠𝗠, yes, he tweeted this, that 4.28 ETH was taken, but on the same day, let's check this out. We can see, and this is his account, let me go up, 𝗏𝗏𝗠𝗠, you can see huge following, over 327,000, so pretty big community. Big update from Crypto.com, you can see here's the company. They have restored my missing funds. Thank you for being a solid crypto app. Now, this tweet wasn't put in the article, and this is why I say you want to pull back the layer and actually see what's going on, because when you look here, this is the end of the article, right? This is all they have. So this article here definitely paints a huge negative red flag, for Crypto.com. Now, let's go and dig a tad deeper. Now, this is just Crypto.com stating that withdrawal services have been restored, and here is something that people saw a little controversy on that I want to talk about. Now, this is 𝗓𝗏𝗠𝗡𝗏𝗧𝗏, the CEO and co-founder of Crypto.com. We can see 13 hours ago, he said some thoughts from me on the last 24 hours. No customer funds were lost, which is where the controversy lies, and I'm going to clear that up, hopefully. The downtime of withdrawal infrastructure was about 14 hours, and our team has hardened the infrastructure in response to the incident, and then he says they're going to make a report once the internal investigation is complete. Now, moving up here just a tad, just to show you who Chris is. CEO, you can see his following, so he's putting this out to people that are users and followers of Crypto.com. But let's go ahead and dig a little deeper, because there's a little controversy on the funds being lost, right? And so one thing I want to show you, 100% of user cryptocurrencies are held offline in cold storage. But you're going to say, well, how did my funds get stolen? Let me keep reading. Now, Crypto.com has secured a total of 750 million USD in cold storage insurance against physical damage or destruction and third-party theft. But it gets better. As we move on down, check this out. All funds held in hot wallets are corporate funds. So the funds that were stolen were corporate funds, right? Now, check this out. They are primarily used to ensure smooth day-to-day withdrawal requests from our customers. So if you didn't know this, go ahead and smash the like button, because even though the funds were taken, those were corporate funds. So if something major was to happen, because Crypto.com holds all of the investors' funds on a cold wallet, they will be able to reimburse us. And so from a company standpoint, they look at the money being taken as corporate funds, which is why they said no customer funds were lost. Now, as a user, I see it from the other perspective, as in if I had ETH taken from my wallet, I look at it as in that's my money being taken from me. So I definitely see both sides of the table, but hopefully this cleared things up based off of kind of the controversy between funds being taken and funds not being taken. Overall, yes, funds were taken, but they were corporate funds instead of the actual investors' funds. And this is why I wanted to kind of read the security measure on Crypto.com, because I am a user of the platform, and this is important for me if I'm going to be putting money on the platform. But now that we kind of got the negative / positive side that I try to bring to it out the way, let's dive into the two other components of this video, which is the first one we're going to dive into briefly, which Crypto.com launched a fund back in March of 2021 for 200 million, and then they just enhanced it by 300 million to a total of 500 million for focusing on DeFi, NFTs, and gaming. So I just briefly want to show you the press release on that. And after that, we're going to look at the major announcement, which is their 5-year deal with the AFL and the AFLW. Let's go ahead and check it out. So according to CoinDesk, Crypto.com capital expands 200 million fund to 500 million. And according to John Russell, says the larger pool of capital is coming from Crypto.com's balance sheet. Now, this announcement came out yesterday, January 17th, and was updated early today. Now, as I move down just to the nuts and bolts of this very short press release, basically this is just stating they launched a fund back in March 2021, which is 200 million, and they expanded it to 500 million. And the current 200 million was partially invested into Play to Earn Guild, YGG, SCA, Ledger, and Frax Finance. Now, the other portion, since they expanded it, is going to be focused on investing in DeFi, NFTs, and gaming. And typically, Crypto.com will want to lead the rounds. Now, one thing I found interesting researching this, if we go over to another article from Blockworks, it says the 300 million addition is expected to put on an equal footing with other exchange venture arms, which includes Binance and Coinbase. And we know that Binance and Coinbase are the 1 and 2 top exchanges in the world. And so I think this is pretty interesting to see what type of projects they're going to invest in. Now let's get into the last component of today's video, which is their 5-year deal with the Australian Football League and the Australian Women's Football League. I think this is pretty big in my opinion, definitely growing the overall adoption for CRO as a whole and the Crypto.com exchange. Let's check it out. Now, the AFL welcomes Crypto.com in a landmark 5-year partnership. So let's go ahead and figure out what's this all consist of. So we know this is a 5-year partnership, and it's a major partner of both Toyota Australia Football League Premiership season and the NAB Australia Football League women's competitions. Now, the new partnership will see Crypto.com become the official cryptocurrency exchange and official trading platform of the AFL, and the AFLW also will feature as an exclusive naming rights partner of the Crypto.com AFL score review for all Toyota AFL Premiership season and final series matches. Now let's move down a little bit further. The agreement sees the AFL become the first Australian sports league Crypto.com has partnered with, which is big, while AFLW will become the first elite women's sports competition Crypto.com has sponsored worldwide. And this is just a brief summary of some of the major partnerships that they did just last year in 2021. Now, the last few things I want to highlight here comes right here to this section. We're going to see the co-founder and CEO of Crypto.com, Chris 𝗪𝗏👫, said the new partnership was a great opportunity to expand cryptocurrency in an already strong market. Now, Chris 𝗪𝗏👫 goes on to say, "We are committed to investing in Australia, a key market and leader in cryptocurrency adoption, contributing to our rapid growth of over 10 million users globally." Now, he goes on to say the AFL and the AFLW are perfect platforms to associate ourselves with Australian sports and culture. It is by far the most popular spectator sport in the country that has been played for over 150 years. And I think that last statement is pretty big, because when you think about the culture, when you think about the most popular sport in any country and who they partner with, they just partner with Crypto.com. So I think as an adoption aspect, this is huge for the project as a whole. Now, the last thing here, our latest consumer research in Australia found that more than half of crypto investors were females, which is 53%. And you can see the largest, most spectator sport, they are partnered with them as well, the AFLW. And so as a whole, I think this is big for the Crypto.com exchange, which I think will result in positive price movements in the future for the CRO coin, because as more adoption comes to Crypto.com, there are so many benefits on why to use the CRO coin on the exchange, which I believe will enhance the price. So, is this partnership a big deal or not so much of a big deal? In my opinion, I think this is a great start for the year. Definitely just starting for January of 2022, with them already making a 5-year partnership, and we seen what Crypto.com did last year with their biggest deal, their 20-year deal, taking over the Staples Center to now being called the Crypto.com Arena. Alright, so if you stuck with me this far, I want to say thanks for watching, and most importantly, if you gained some value from this video, smash the like button. Not only does it help out the channel, but it also lets me know you appreciate the content that comes out on the weekly basis. Now, real quick, I just want to tell you one more time, if you do want to check out the Metal Visa debit cards, here's mine personally. I'm showing you right here. And so this is my personal card. The quality is very nice. It's a Metal Visa debit card. So if you ever had a metal card, this is what it's like. Now, remember, to get the $25 free in CRO, you do have to sign up for the Ruby card or higher. Now, if you're not going to use the card or anything like that, don't go for it. This is just for people who see the value in the Metal Visa cards. That is all I got for you. Remember to stay inspired, stay motivated, always invest in yourself, and I'm out.